Okay, y'all. So my company is Goldwater Ventures. Um, First, I'm gonna share about the logo. Not many people ask me about the name and the logo, but I will share it. Um, so right now I am in Florida, in Fernandina Beach, Florida. I'm in like one of the most southern parts of what we call the Gullah Geechee Nation, right? That runs from North Carolina to Florida. And the reason why it's Goldwater and the reason why it's two palm trees is because in my grandmother's room right next door, outside the window, it's a waterfront property. It's the old farm that my great grandfather gifted my grandfather in a kind of illegal land swap with some white people stealing land, but that's a whole story. But outside the window, there are these two palm trees, and in the morning, since we're facing the Atlantic, the sun rises and like shines gold on the water in the morning between the palm trees outside of my grandmother's window. And I think about her, right? Like her life. My grandmother was born in I think 1913. She lived through two world wars. She lived through the entire civil rights movement. She lived, never got to see Barack Obama, right? But she lived until about 2001, 2002, February 26, 2002. And I think about her looking out her window every day. There were just these like sayings that she would say. And one of the things she would say is she would like be leaving from the top of the hallway down the hall, walking to her room, and she would stop in front of the hallway. And she would always say, "This is a day I've never seen before and a day I'll never see again." And she would just walk down the hallway and get ready for bed. And I think about what hope, what possibilities for the future that she saw every morning for 87 years out of her window between two palm trees. And that's why I call my firm Goldwater Ventures. So, Goldwater Ventures, we are a full service cultural sustainability firm that offers advisory and media services to institutional clients, right? That's like defines the term, but you know, what we do is that we work to sustain the traditionalist lifeways of cultural communities worldwide. Now, the term lifeways, right, is a term of art. What does that mean? So typically, lifeways fall into seven categories. So many know that I have like deep, and like oddly very particular knowledge of like the Afro diaspora and Afro Indigenous stuff. So, from my anthropology study, right, we typically break down culture into seven categories, including, right, foodways. That includes like aquaculture, agriculture, like farming, fishing, cuisine. We think about social organization and kinship ties, the way communities organize each other or like combine around different causes or interests, even. We think about economic systems, right? Of course, we live in capitalism, but there are ways that people who may not have access to power or means still create ways to share resources among themselves, right? We think of giving circles, which is something that grew out of the church tradition during enslavement. There are other really cool ways that people like, grow things and share things and bartering systems, and we want to honor those systems that work in tangent with the larger economic system, right? Think of spiritual beliefs and practices, communal placemaking, which is literally like building places. And I'll share more about some of the work that we're doing with advising people in building communities that recognize culture and history. Artistic expressions, which of course includes language, and cultural tools and technologies, because believe it or not, because people are farming and fishing and doing economic, stuff, and like people create technologies and tools, right? Like believe it or not, that are really, really helpful. And I still want to kind of honor that knowledge and really think about technology as something that technology is nothing but a tool, right? So we have new technologies today, like this PowerPoint and my laptop and our phone, but we also can live and still preserve like technologies of the past as well, right? Because some of those things still work for people who don't have access to broadband, who don't have access to the technological means that we do. Okay, so the firm is really split into two practice areas. We do advisory work, and we do arts. So I'll go through one by one. So in our advisory arm, we provide strategic guidance to institutional clients that support Afro-Indigenous communities. And that is pretty broad. These are some of current clients and past clients. I could not fit all the clients on the thing or it would look too small. But you'll notice, right? There are the first line pretty much is Afro and Indigenous communities that I work with, right? These are the people that are of the culture, that are their own culture keepers, right? That are the people that are doing work for their communities. I work with them and I bring them into partnership with larger institutions. I'm very intentional about it. But then underneath, you'll see like over to the right at the top, you'll see educational institutions, which we'll talk about later. I've been blessed to like work with some of them. Federal entities like the Environmental Protection Agency, NOAA, Department of Interior, even the Army Corps of Engineers, as well as a number of for-profits and museums and stuff. So really the mandate is large. When I say we'll do almost anything and advise almost anybody that's touching Afro and Indigenous communities, I mean it. And by the way, when I say Afro-Indigenous, it is Latinx inclusive, okay? I have Latinx roots myself. But there is this movement to move away from identifying people by like a Latin-based language in Europe. So I use Afro-Indigenous, but it is inclusive of everyone and anyone in this hemisphere that you can think of. But another really cool thing, oh, Victoria. Okay. Another really cool thing that I've done since the beginning, right, was I started something called the Impact Club. Impact is an acronym, right? Innovative Minds Promoting Ambitious Cultural Transformation. This came about in my like 7 years of lobbying in DC. I would find like people that were my age, people that were younger than me, early policy professionals that were getting in, working in different Hill offices, working in DC, working in different nonprofits, and in policy, wanting to make a difference. But there is no way forward, right? We don't know, like, how do you get that really cool job over there? Or how do you get in a law school? Or do I need a law degree? Or I joined the senator's office to like do economic policy to change my communities, but instead I'm like doing some weird paper pushing scheduling thing and I feel disenchanted. So I took those people, a lot of people that I mentor, a lot of great friends of mine, and I started the Impact Club. It is not just a group for men, okay? But when I sent out the invitation, men were the ones that joined it, okay? And honestly, I'm really grateful for the them because a lot of them are both Afro and Indigenous and Latinx, and like they make up actually the demographic of inclusive Afro-Indigenous communities that I work with. So we've had the privilege of like even having briefings on like there are two people in the group who are Blackfoot Indian. Like tell us about who the Blackfoot Indians are. Get us a point of contact. Let's see if they would come and maybe work with us in some way, or what are ways that we can help them like totally for free. I'm really all about engaging with Afro-Indigenous communities by giving and not just asking for stuff. We're dealing with our communities that have often been taken from. So I'm very intentional about giving and not receiving. So in short, the Impact Club, right? We're a cutting edge peer mentorship program that essentially we work on projects, policy projects that support Afro-Indigenous folks. Here is some of the like news articles that we've done since we really started earlier this year. Again, I could not fit everything on the slide, but all this is on my website. But we meet for 2 hours every second Saturday of the month. We like the first part of the session is really just like bonding, right? I want to know how everyone is doing. I want to know if people are having problems at work, if people are looking for jobs, like if people have family things going on. We really like take that into consideration. And when I say peer mentorship, I am not the leader, right? Obviously, I'm the organizer, but I am also, right, mentoring and being mentored. And there are many ways that like the guys from this group have blessed me. So this is some of the stuff we've done all around the country, and we do have a few deliverables. We're writing a policy project on something called Blake Plateau, which is a continental shelf off the coast of, ironically, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. So it has a lot of meaning for us. I've been a part of some lobbying efforts on the advisory side to actually get this area, this continental shelf, protected under the National Antiquities Act with the Department of Interior. So that's what I was doing in DC when I was there like 3 weeks ago. And so we're going to write a policy paper on that. Everyone's writing it together. Some folks expressed that they were not like very great on writing, right? So we're going to write it together, right? A lot of them are going to write their first papers. We're all going to co-author the papers so that when they apply for their next jobs, right, they have publications, right? You can Google them and find stuff that they're doing so that they don't just make lateral moves, right, from assistant policy job to assistant policy job. But I want to be a reference for them to move up, right, to be the policy directors, the policy leaders, the, chief counsels, etc. So that is also what we're doing. We're also working with the community. It's a Gullah Geechee community in northern North Charleston, helping them essentially like band together and protect their community from essentially just completely being individual families and plots of land being bought off by investors. So we're helping them think through a co-op model, right? A way that everyone who wants to be in this can band together, right? And we know how kind of co-ops work from New York, right? But this model has really never been brought to the South before. So a lot of times we meet Sunday nights in these very long meetings with elders from the community, and like they have been nothing but a blessing, right, to like our work and what we're doing. So that's what we're doing with the Impact Club. But let's move on to the whole other side of Goldwater Ventures, which is the art side. So one of the things I declared in advance was like, if I could do anything in life, I would be a filmmaker, actually. I would love to show the beauty of Afro-Indigenous like experiences. And so really I'm bringing that into the work. And so we produce compelling content that feature Afro and Indigenous experiences, but think about it broadly, right? I think sometimes it just feels so stilted, like it's always got to be a PBS documentary or it's always got to be this. But like we can party, we can have fun too, we can vibe, like Jamila's here. We want to soca vibe too. Like we'll do pretty much anything. But how I really got started in doing film was last fall when I was invited to work on this really cool project. It was an NFL short film about Jim Brown. Now, Jim Brown is a legendary Hall of Fame running back. If anybody knows about Jim Brown, like he has records that are like still like unbroken today in the NFL. Jim Brown is actually Gullah Geechee, which many people do not know. He's from St. Simon's Island, Georgia, which is about 60 miles north of me now. And no one has ever really talked about his Gullah Geechee roots, right? He was actually like, of course, an amazing football player, then played lacrosse, then went into Hollywood. He did one of the first interracial scenes on television. Then he started a nonprofit to break up gangs in LA. Like there was nothing that Jim Brown did not do or could not do or would not do, right? And we wanted to honor his life by sharing like his Gullah Geechee roots. So we told the story of Ebo Landing, which the site of Ebo Landing is St. Simon's Island, Georgia. If those who don't know Ebo Landing, it is the story of Ebo, right? So this group of Africans from the Ebo tribe of Nigeria that were brought over during slavery in the early 1800s. They essentially like broke free on the ship, mutinized the ship. They got rid of all the slave masters on the ship, and then they ritualistically mass suicided themselves, right, on the coast as a defiance, right, saying that we will not be enslaved to anyone, and that essentially they viewed it as a way of going back home. That what they were doing was going back over and through the water, right? The way that they came to go back home. So We told the story of Jim Brown and linking it to the legacy of Igbo landing. And we got 4 Emmy nominations, which is insane on my first media project that I consulted on. So from there, I was like, you know what? We got something here. Let's like really keep going. So what we're launching, oh, there's more people in the Zoom room. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. And I'll have a video too, by the way, guys, that I'll put somewhere. But so now we're launching, right, 2 different media projects. We've got Goldwater Arts doing the docu-series called The Culture Keepers Movement. And we've got Afro Lore, which Afro Lore is coming later, but as you'll see from the slide, right, it's gonna actually just stream on YouTube and Facebook, but we're gonna chop it up and do a bunch of social media stuff on Instagram and TikTok because that's the fastest way to grow, and we know that's where people are at. So I'll share more about like what the Culture Keepers is in particular, right? So the Culture Keepers movement is the name of the show, but it's really going to be a larger platform. My vision for this is that we're going to become the world's preeminent platform for educating the world about Afro-Indigenous cultures, histories, and lifeways. Remember our buzz term, lifeways, right? So when I say this is a platform, a movement, like movement, okay? Like, so not just the docu-series, but I'm so grateful to say that we're gonna be launching a merch store on TikTok Shop. It's gonna be also available on the website on Wix. We're also trying to figure out like the Facebook marketplace thingy, like there's like a Facebook shop thing that we're trying to figure out now, but like literally in the past few weeks the team, have like designed like all these shirts, all these bags, all this stuff, and we're even doing it by seasons. Okay, so like there is so much material that is crazy, and I actually realized I really like fashion. So I know we got like Deidre and Marquise and Kareem and others in the group that do fashion. I really, really, really want to get with y'all and like see what we can do because I can make designs, but like I don't know how to make clothes. So, but also we're going to be doing event series, right? So one of the events I want to do, a part of my LOA, right, is I'm going to combine some of the events in my LOA. So you'll be hearing soon, as soon as we can lock down a venue and a date, um, an event where like a launch event, right, for the series, and like it'll be fun. But if you buy merch and wear merch, you'll get in for like a discount or you'll get drinks or something. And really like we're just gonna party. So it's gonna be like music from all over the diaspora. I'm talking like, of course,
Colombia's a
Latin music, like I'm a piano, Afro beats, all of it, right? We're just gonna have a good time and like raise awareness about Afro-Indigenous cultures and culture keepers. So the concept of the show really is like me interviewing culture keepers from different communities, right? I'm gonna start literally, we're shooting on Sunday in my living room with 5 culture keepers from my community. One of them is a farmer, another one of them is a business owner, a few of them are one of them is a tour guide, right, etc. So we're gonna literally just like sit at my kitchen table and like I've got questions and conversation, but I want to interview these culture keepers, people that may not really think of themselves as culture keepers, right? But Mr. Blue, who's a sugarcane farmer, right? You've got other people that fish in the traditional ways that we fish, making nets in the traditional ways that we once did, right? Swimming in bateau boats. There are these little kind of boats that from our indigenous ancestors, right? We still continue to make out of solid wood. I'm gonna talk to them about like their hobbies and their life work and really put it in conversation um as culture keepers, right? And really thinking about their lives are dedicated to keeping the ways that we live alive, our life ways. So, but this project is like serious. So we've got a team of researchers that are helping me write and research subjects, right? So I've got the first few episodes planned. We're gonna do about 2 or 3 episodes a month. July is like dedicated to content, okay? But what is so great is that the show will pretty much like the anatomy of each episode is gonna be like sharing some of the history in a really cool way, highlighting some of the ongoing problems, right, where culture is disappearing. And then we want to end with solutions. And I'm really grateful that I've got a team of people, and I'm still looking for some, right? I want more Latinx representation. I want more West Indian representation. I want more South American representation. I want more indigenous representation, right? So definitely this is not a complete list of the folks on the team, but these are the people that said yes. And I'm so grateful that they're not just bringing themselves and their expertise, but they're bringing their institutions along as well. We're in contact with institutions that want me to do subsequent episodes and who want their students to intern with the show, right? That like students who traditionally, especially students at Alabama A&M, when they're in journalism school, right, they're learning about like how to make news, how to be a newscaster, how to make movies. But like all of us are on TikTok, all of us are on Instagram. So what I really want to do is create internship and externship opportunities for those students to not only publish a show that's broadly syndicated and gaining in popularity, but also like have them utilize their skills on TikTok, right? On other ways that their curricula may not be catching, right? And they can really use any, like literally at the end of episodes you're going to see credits, right? Students are going to get credits for the episodes that they work on. We're going to acclimate them to like, newsroom and like publication room etiquette, right? Like many of them have just worked on student projects, not necessarily like worked in a way where there are regular deliverables, right? And like that level of professionalism. So I'm so excited that this is not just about boosting me or boosting Goldwater. I'm very, 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 um, focused on the tide that rises all boats. I want to bring up everyone and do like, I can't do it alone and I won't do it alone. And no one can keep culture alone, right? So also we're opening this up to sponsors, right? So on the platform, also with the credits at the end of each episode, if there are people who donate, right? Donate to causes. You know, we will recognize them for their levels of engagement and sponsorship. Also, folks are open to sponsor events, right, in this way as well. I would love to really like syndicate events all throughout the country. And we think of culture as big as like an ethnic group and as small as like, I'm like super fascinated with New York dembo artists. Like so there'll even be like niche subculture stuff. I'm also really blessed to hopefully secure an interview with a Gullah Geechee bikers club at Gullah Geechee Family Day, which is a huge like 20,000 person attended festival in Beaufort County, St. Helena, South Carolina later this month. So like literally think of culture broadly. I don't know if y'all remember, but like Vice News used to do like all these little like Vice News snippets on different things. And like my dream is to do like be as expansive as Vice News was. Like they would be with like the FARC, like in Colombia, like they would be with like all these places. Not saying I necessarily want to do that stuff, right? But I want to think about it as expansively, right? So finally, right, my ask for tonight is like to follow, right? So we've got all these social media handles and all this stuff. So I'll drop a link tree link so y'all can see all the stuff. But it's Culture Keeper Prince. The S is incorrect. I'll fix it on the slide, but it's Culture Keeper Prince, which is like me, the host of the show. But also we have the Culture Keepers movement, right? The platforms that will actually be streaming the show and events and stuff on Facebook and YouTube. That's a lot, y'all. That's it. But I'm open to feedback. I'm open to reactions. I'm open to like anything you have to offer. This is why I've been so quiet like all these weeks. Just having all these meetings, right? Securing all this stuff. But I'm grateful for the yeses, right? Like everything has not been a yes that I've done. There are so many no's that I've gotten in my lifetime, but I'm blessed to like be getting yeses and to be building. And for anyone out there who feels like they're building something in the void and they just feel like, when will it ever take off? Will the world ever know my name? Like it will, we will, right? Like I'm not even there yet, but I've never done a job in my life, and many people know I worked a lot of jobs. I was a high school teacher. I was a military officer. Of course, was a policy counsel in the Senate, a lobbyist. Um, I, have even like done my own little short films before this program, but never have I done a line of work that I could work every day, all day, never get paid, and feel so fulfilled. And I think that's a litmus test of like when you found your purpose, is when you can do it without the expectation of money, but with the purpose of impact, right? And like, I just want to share that with anybody who might be struggling with like doing stuff and they don't know if it'll ever blow and they don't know if their clothing line or their business or their nonprofit or anything will be big. Like, if it's for you and it's in your heart and you'll do it without ever getting paid, like, you're doing the right thing. Keep going. So with that, I'll open it up, y'all. Thank y'all. All right, Monica, what you got?
Okay, first off, I gotta say something. That was amazing. I love the slideshow. I
Thank
love everything that you were. You already know. I got some insight on what you've been working on.
yes.
So I may come off with a little more insight too. And I just know that what you're doing, you're like setting the stones for something so much greater that people. I mean, I think even like everyone that we know in LT-214, they're gonna be like, wow. By the time you get to these milestones, and I see it very close for us and for you and for everyone, like you
Yes.
have that spirit where you're gonna attract everything. You're like a living manifestation of the law of attraction. I already know everything that you're gonna get is gonna happen 100%. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so thankful for you and everything that you've done for me and Hustle Hive. So, I got to bring that up. And I just love you as a connection too. Like you bring together so many communities. I love all the work we've done together and the work I've seen you do. And you put in the work. You are inspiration to me as an entrepreneur because I watch you like dedicate hours and hours and time and time. You travel back and forth. You make the meetings happen. You keep up commitments. You keep your mental and your morale up. Like that is hard for any entrepreneur. And it's I watch you do it all the time. So I'm like so impressed and so inspired. And I just love you so much, Prince. And yes, Goldwater Adventures is gonna be big. So that's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you. I think Giovanni was next, and then Anna.
Yes, I am very impressed. This is huge. Like, this is huge. This is one of those things where you have to, like, if you get it, you get it. If I know you, I know what you're capable of, I know your strengths, I know your power. So I see the vision, even though it's on its way to us. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. Please share that film with us. Like that little snippet that you told us, like that was very, very powerful. I would love to watch it. Um, and thank you. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for being connected to our ancestors or culture. Thank you. I'm so excited for you. I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you, Giovanni. Anna.
Hey, buddy, I'm so proud of you. You have done already so many amazing things. And I just love how you like so low key, like, oh, but it's like you have already accomplished a lot. And then you're still working on so much and you're always doing and you're always making things happen. But you're just like, oh, yeah, like you're like, what is it they say, you're hitting it out of the park, and I'm so proud of you. And every time you accomplish something, it brings me so much joy because I love to see. And you're right, that knowledge that you have about like indigenous culture, I always love hearing about it because I don't know, and I know some indigenous people, but it's like, but I'm so proud of you. And it's like there's so much more to come from you. But I just love how you are so humble about everything.
Thank you so much, Anna. That means so much coming from my buddy. I got to do the whole little thing with my coach. So Ahidi, what you got?
What can I say? I heard you say that this is a lot. And one question I have for you, how much can you stand it? Right? Because this is just a taste. This is just a little bit or just the beginning of what's coming. Little but mighty, right? I always tell you that, little but mighty. And I am so proud of you, right? And when you text me earlier, I was gonna say, hey, we have a coaching call today, right? But I am so happy that this is what you're doing, right? We missed the coaching call. It's okay. This brings me so much joy. It warms up my heart, right? And well, of course, I'm gonna be there. Well, of course, I'm gonna bring you indigenous people. Well, of course, I'm gonna bring you Afro people. Well, of course, I'm gonna bring you the Dembow Puerto Rican way, the way I know it. Well, of course, I'm gonna be there every step of the way. And don't think you're alone. You know, you have a whole team here that's going to support you. And also, I want to give a shout out to the person that helped you create your website. I don't know who it is. I don't know. But I just want to give a shout out to that person because she did a great, great, great job. And you guys are a great team. So continue to work the way you work, right? I know it's long hours. Don't forget to take time for yourself, right? Because I know you love to give, and this is, this is for the people. This is for your people, for our people. So I just say take some time for yourself, okay? Love you. I love what you're doing, and thank you for being who you are. All right, Monica. Shout
Yeah,
out.
Monica, thank you. I have to say, Swahili, that means so much because sometimes I just be so low on our calls. I just be like energyless. But you always lift me up. And I'm just so grateful for you. You always encourage me. Small but mighty. You always say that on literally every call that I might have to put that on a t-shirt or something. But I also want to shout out Monica. Monica, thank you for everything. Monica be answering the phone all time of night. I be hearing little John in the background, her son crying. I be like, Monica, get off the phone with me. Like, get that boy a bottle or something. But Monica, you always say yes. And you always say yes to my vision. And I have to shout you out. And I really thank you, Monica. Like, it's just the beginning of what's possible. So thank you. I think
I love you. You know I love you.
Dr. Murray was next, and then Mike White.
So I have no idea what the hell you're doing. I just know you're doing something, so I showed up. So I'm in Ghana right now. I just got here a couple hours ago, and I'm all messed up with time. It is like almost midnight here, and I was like, "Oh, Prince is doing something. Gotta check it out." So I came into a room where you were being poured into, and you don't have to go over it right now, but I would love to hear about the business in more detail. I'm so excited that you have kept the main thing, and because the team is obviously going through its own sets of changes. But even when the community is at risk, the community is doing whatever it's doing, it is so important that the individuals within the community remember who they have been planned to be, and they continue moving forward, because that also at times reminds the community of what is possible. So last weekend, I had the pleasure of watching Monica do her launch, and now here I am a couple days later watching A. Prince Albert do his. So I just want to say I'm grateful to be in community with people who are in action and who keep the main thing. And we do get to be connected, even if we are a 10-hour flight away, and reminding each other that it is all possible. So, Prince Albert, I would love, for you to walk me through it. If Monica did the website, I'm already clear because Monica, I'm next. I got next with Monica. All right. So I'm clear on the possibility there, but congratulations on saying yes to you. Congratulations on saying yes to your vision. And congratulations for not being distracted, brother, because that's what it, the enemy or the darkness can come, because especially when you're building out something that hasn't been done before. And there's a lot of distractions around that make you feel like that's what I should be paying attention to. But don't you dare be distracted by the darkness. Don't you dare be distracted by the impossibility, because in the impossibility is I am possible. Like that is the bottom line. Like to stick within your possibility, because if you really think about it, like and the more it doesn't make sense, the crazier it is. Like you're like, I have no idea how this is going to come together. Well, damn it, then you are on the right track. That's how you know. Like when you're like, I have no idea, I've got this vision, I see how it looks, I know what it could work like, I even got some people who can support me in it, but I'm going to make it happen anyway. Like that's when you are in divine plan. So congratulations on being in divine plan. Congratulations on seeing your vision all the way through. I appreciate the courageousness and the bravery that comes with that, because it is no joke to stick to a vision and build it up from scratch. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mari. And I'm recording it too, but I would love to get on your schedule and walk you through it
Oh
too.
yeah, please. Oh, so if you got the link, and I'll gladly, gladly review the link and see what's up. And shout out to Coach Swahili. You got one of the best, yo.
It's
That's
true.
my girl.
Facts.
You do. You got one of the best. If anybody
Dr.
can see it, she can see it.
But Dr. Mari, we got to share though, because I ain't letting Swahili go. I'm sorry. I got to keep this one.
She's amazing. 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 And much love to everybody on the call.
Thank you. Mike White, young Mike.
Hey man, say man. The man with the plan is a dangerous man. You hear that? Listen, man, I'm proud of you. I'm super proud of you. I think the whole presentation, the whole setup, the execution was just beautiful, flawless in every sense of the word. Like you even have no filler words. I didn't even really hear like that. Like you just really bodied everything. Like I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of, just the collaboration that you and Monica had. Like y'all like DC snipers, like nobody even knew this was going on for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like y'all did the thing. And man, I'm so proud of you. And as I've told you on our one-on-one conversations, I am more than happy to support you in any way with this. Same goes out to everybody else, right? Like you need something, let me know. Listen, I have great photographer and videographer friends out in Brooklyn that do nothing but support our people. Listen, the homie done did something with Converse, Polo, just putting on for us. And listen, I would really love to connect y'all. And yeah, man, I ain't really got too much to say because what's understood don't need to be explained. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love y'all for real. I'm proud of you.
Mike, I love you, brother, and thank you always for your support. You always come in a room and uplift and shine, and you be teaching me the lingo. It be just stuff I just don't know, and I just be asking you all the time. But I'm so grateful, and I would love those connections. I want you to put me onto them, and I also want them to get on to what we're doing too, because they might be able to add to it, grow from it, etc. Jamila, what you got? Soka say so. Jamila, you hear me? She might have stepped away. Okay, Jamila, I'm going to circle back, boo. I think Omi Lio has her hand up. LT-213 in the building.
It's really monkey hijacking her phone.
Yeah, I was about to say she look a little different.
It's really It's really Marquise hijacking wifey phone. I'm just saying. I just want to say that I'm so proud of you. You are such a helpful individual that came into my life and my family's life and everybody else's lives. You help me be more strategic with my timing, and vice versa. I give you love and affection as my brother, and I appreciate you solely, wholeheartedly. To the end of the world, I'm with you. And I already know you're gonna do great things. You know? Or everybody on this, I see everybody on this chat, we all do great things. I feel the energy, you know? So I'm so proud of you again. That's what I wanted to say. And Monica, shout out to Monica, you know what I mean? Fourth call at the shot clock. She make it every time. It's she's great. We love her. We appreciate it. I seen Peterson there. Tell him I said hello as well. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show love. You know, the Brooklyn way.
Monica the goat status, period. And Marquise, thank you. Like, you don't know the gift of you and wifey and your children and your family in my life. And Marquise has also joined the Impact Club, which is pretty dope.
Omi Lio says she has a name. You know how she had to get you.
Omi Lio, the one and only. Absolutely greatness, respect. My love, my sister. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful for even what you brought the Impact Club. Like, I just asked you on the whim to come. Y'all, we're talking about communal placemaking, and we were talking about like neighborhoods, like, you know, and how we're gonna help Liberty Hill and other neighborhoods. Marquise like bodied the call talking about like I've built buildings. Like he literally and like everyone was like, what do you mean you built buildings? He's like, no. Like I am a part of a your
I'm an
um
iron worker. I'm part of an
yes,
iron
the
worker
ironwork,
union.
the union, right?
And
He
I've been doing
literally
that for like 19 years since I was
tell
18.
them, tell them the stuff you built. Like it's insane, like
Um, I've
buildings.
been a part of. I built the World Trade Center. I built a new Yankee Stadium. I built all of the Trump Towers, all the newer ones. A lot of high rises, a lot of bridges, tunnels that we cross every day. I was on it, building it, welding it. I just came from work not too long ago.
And
We
then
do, right now I'm building a hospital, Northwell Hospital for 70. I'm on 77th and Lexington.
mm,
So yeah,
mm, the real Iron Man. Wow, we gotta get you a shirt. We gotta get you
yeah,
a shirt. I love
yeah.
it.
Though,
I love it.
yeah.
Thank you, Marquise. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome. Thank you as well.
Yeah, I love you, brother. Jamila, is Jamila there for real? She got her hand raised. I don't want to skip her. All right, Jamila, if you come back or just call me. Um, Anybody else have any comments, questions? Like, I'm open to anything about like current work, past work. I'm open.
I have a
Did you make
comment
any
to make.
request?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Did you make any request?
yes, that people follow my social media pages.
Okay.
And we've got an event coming up that I want to plan and of course invite everyone to. It's pretty much gonna be a party. It's the launch event for the Culture Keepers Movement show. Which is like a show we're gonna stream online where I interview different culture keepers throughout the country and the world. And I want to uplift the work that everyone is doing. So even the events, Night of the Stars, I'll be interviewing people. Delvani's event, I'll be interviewing Delvani, by the way, in case you ain't know, now you know. Simone, I'm gonna be interviewing you. Anybody having events, Mike Lyric, others, like I really want to feature Jamila. If you do any other soca anything, I just want to uplift on my platform. So my ask is that those that are selling merch, having events, please like let me spotlight your work, and I want to uplift like your why behind what you're doing, right? Because it's all culture keeping. So
Yes, do you have a date for your event?
no, we're trying to narrow down the place. But it'll be like I think August 1st, 2nd, 3rd ish. It'll
Got
be
it.
out of July because July is like jam packed.
Okay.
Monica, I think you had something to say. Is that John? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to take it on mute for like 3 seconds, but
Oh,
say hi. But I
hey.
have a comment, a real comment. Prince is very, very humble. He had the biggest creative hand in his website. I just want to put that out there. This man is a graphic designer. He is a genius. He's multi-talented. He's multi-hyphenate. Don't let him fool you guys, okay? Thank you for all the love, but we gotta be real. And that's how I keep it.
Monica, we're
So
sharing.
yeah.
We're sharing it. I don't care. You too. But thank y'all. Anybody else have anything? If Jamila comes back, Jamila, I want you to know I'm calling your name. I want to hear from you. But anybody else? Okay. We complete. I think we complete. Okay. Little John, I love the kids. Y'all can bring kids to like pretty much any event I'm having. Like, my dream is to have a festival, hopefully in the fall. Um, Something called the Folkways Festival. We'll talk about it later. But like I would love like most things that I do, if they're not at bars or clubs, they are kid friendly. Like, and I love the kids. It's important for our children and our elders to be in our circle. I really like, me being raised by elders. I was raised by old folk that taught me things that I didn't even know I was learning. But I grow older and I just find myself doing those things, of course. And like those are my ways of being. Those are my ways of seeing the world. And I was given that gift of culture. So I'm grateful for that. So on that note, if Jamila don't say nothing in like 2 seconds, I will give y'all back y'all time. But I'm about to call her after this to find out what she was going to say. Um, and I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you. Mike Lyric, thank you for coming. Thank y'all for showing up on a Wednesday night and giving me an hour of your time.
Congratulations.
Thank
Keep
you, sis.
momentum.
And then I got to end the night with a call to
Y'all
my
better
buddy,
stop.
obviously.
Better sing.
Keep momentum. I'm out here. It's catchy.
Yeah, no, Mike, we be like literally singing that song. We
It's
do.
very catchy. I
We
love it.
want it. Yes. Yes. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. LT-214, we reign supreme. And y'all be hearing more from me soon. I'll post this in the group when I upload it. Okay.
Love you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yes,
y'all. Love
congratulations.
y'all.